I'm Patty from P4 Pilates Reformer Studio. I'll be doing a mat fitness workout today. All you will need is a mat and a little bit of space around you. As with all workouts, please ensure that you are fit and safe to proceed with the workout. Naturally, I would always expect my clients to have doctor's clearance before they start any exercise program. So just ensure that before you start this program, you are well and healthy and able to continue. Now, today's workout will be quite strong. It will combine classical Pilates with traditional fitness. So you'll get a full rounded experience. We'll be working the entire body, and it'll keep you moving during this very strange time we're all going through. So here we go. We're going to get started standing with your feet hip distance apart, and just stand nice and tall with the shoulders relaxed. Draw the belly in, soften the knees and relax. Now we'll go through breathing first. In Pilates, we inhale through the nose to the side and the back of the ribs, and we breathe out through the mouth, drawing the navel in with a scoop up behind the rib cage. So breathing in nice and wide through the nose, and breathing out, draw the navel in and scoop it up. So there's your breathing for Pilates. Again, don't obsess too much if you get it right or wrong, or you're breathing in the wrong place. It's a practice that takes lots of work. So just be patient with yourself and know that with time, you will be able to do that without too much thinking. Now, let's start with our roll down. This will release a lot of tension through the back and begin to stretch out the entire posterior chain. So we start by tipping the head in towards the chin, and then we roll down one vertebrae at a time. Just feel the weight of your body carry you down naturally. As you get lower, soften the knees and just release. Now we're going to lift up one vertebrae at a time as well. So feel the roll up coming from your lower back into your mid back, upper back, shoulders roll back, head lifts up back to neutral. Now here's your breathing. Inhale, breathe out, roll down, scoop the belly in, breathe in here, and breathe out to roll up. Shoulders back, head elevated. Again, inhale, breathe out, draw the belly in, scoop it up, protect your lower back, and feel that beautiful stretch down the back of the body. Breathe in, exhale, lift up through the navel, feel the spine stack up. Shoulders sit back and length through the neck. Two more times, breathing in. Exhale. Relax. Inhale, breathe out, lift. And with your navel, feel that sensation of a hook being drawn through the rib cage. One more time. Breathe in. Exhale. Softening the knees, relax the arm, neck and shoulders. Breathe in and exhale, lift up. And shoulders back and lengthen. Very nice. Now, we're going to warm up the legs. This, because we have the largest muscle group in our legs, is going to warm the body up really quickly. So start with your feet roughly hip width apart. You can always adjust that if it doesn't feel right. Now your hips will move back, your knees will come forward, lining up with the middle of your feet, and your arms will extend in front to help keep the chest open, and then lift up to full height. So we're going to breathe in as we squat, and exhale and lift. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Remember to keep the belly in all the time, even as we breathe in. Inhale, exhale. Use your entire body to lift. Two more. And out. Well done. Now the wide squat. This will have more impact on the hips, glutes and inner thighs. Turning your toes out again. Now as you sink down, try to line your knees up with the center of your feet. Keep your heels planted into the floor and use your entire foot. Feel that stretch, and here we are more upright. Keep the navel in, arms extended in front, and lift. Breathe in, squat. Exhale, lift. Breathe in and out. Go as low as you feel comfortable. Breathe out. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Try and remember that breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. This is a great way to get into the habit of breathing, so it becomes less of a challenge and more autonomous. Now we're going to stay down the bottom. Hold it here, breathe in, and pulse 3 times, letting out 3 puffs of air. And lift. Breathe in, exhale, 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 and up. Breathe in, and lift. 2 more times. You don't have to breathe as loud as me. I'm doing that to help you hear where the breath goes. And 1 more. I may have lied. We're going to add another one. And lift. Well done. Shake out the legs. And now standing with your feet back underneath your hips, we're going to do some rotations to warm up all through the midsection. Extend your arms, make sure you have enough room around you. And try and reach your fingertips from wall to wall. Keep the hips as still as possible as we rotate. And then come back into the center. Other side. We're going to breathe in and breathe out. Inhale and exhale and in and out. 1 more each side. Breathe in and out. Now we're going to add little pulses. Take a look. Breathing in, twist, and 3, 2, 1, and return. Inhale, exhale, 2, 3. Breathe in. Inhale on the rotation. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 1 more each side. 3, 2, 1. And last one. And done. All right, we're going to get to work down on the floor. If you feel you need a little bit more time to warm up, feel free to hit pause. Do a little bit more. You might want to run on the spot, do some side bends, whatever feels good for you, and then hit play again and come and join me on the mat. Okay, we're going to start with the hip release first. And this is just to prepare us for the work that's coming up. So we're going to push through gently, squeeze your glutes, and just feel that extension through the front of the bent knee down here. So the quads through the hip, feel that length. Then place your hands down on the floor, tuck the toe of the back leg behind you, and extend that leg and try and open it up just a little bit more. Even when you're stretching, make sure your belly button is in, and we're always looking after our spine. I'm going to do that on the other side. So, gently press the hip forward. Feel the length in the hips and the quads. And lengthen through your torso. And then placing the arms down on the floor beside your feet. Tuck the toe of the back leg and lengthen. Try and press down as you push that back foot back towards the back wall. And that's a great way to start. Beautiful. Now, we're going to start with our tabletop position. Knees underneath your hips, hands underneath your shoulders. Draw the belly button in and keep your spine nice and long. And think of your crown and your tailbone reaching away from each other. Our cat and cow. So this again helps to limber up the back and starts to teach you about pelvic tilting. So we're going to tuck the tailbone under first. You'll notice that my belly button goes up and the tailbone goes down. Then we're going to lift up 1 vertebrae at a time and open up the upper back as you tuck the chin into the chest. We're now going to reverse that. Tailbone comes up, so there's your opposite tilt. And we're going to press the belly button down to the floor, open the chest and the shoulders and look up. Keep your shoulders back away from the ears, so try not to squeeze your neck here. And again, breathing in, exhale, tilt, roll and lift. Breathe in, exhale, tilt, drop and lift. And do that again. Breathe in, Exhale. And breathe in. Exhale. So really get that sensation of flexion and extension of the spine. As we tilt the tailbone under, we flex the spine, open the back, and spread it all. And breathing in, and now we spread and open the front. And there you go. All right, we are ready to hit something a little bit more challenging. I'm going to tuck my toes under. Now we need a little bit of upper body strength here, and I want you to think about pushing your weight away from the floor. We're going to lift the knees off the floor using our abs. So rather than pushing into your arms, think about lifting up through your navel and float the knees up. Good. Now extend one leg back and return back to position. Other side. Breathe in and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Breathe in. Exhale. One more. Breathe in and out. If you need a break, quickly shake out the wrists. Otherwise, we're going to keep going. So here we're going to do the same move, but we're going to extend that leg and hold it. And now pulse 3 times. 3, 2, 1, and return. Other side. 3, 2, 1, and again. 3, 2, 1. Last one. And 3, 2, 1. Knees come down gently. Press back into child's pose. Open the knees a little wider so your body can fit through the gap. And press your chest to the floor. And lifting up, shake out the wrist a little bit. We are going to go back onto the wrist, but I am going to offer you an option to stay on your elbows. So if you can, we're going to go back to the wrists. Otherwise, you can come onto your elbows. And yes, your bottom will be up in the air for now, but we will address that in a moment. So if you are here on the elbows, you're going to slide your bottom back. Lift the knees up on the toes and just push forward. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. And in and out. Next option, up on the hands. So pressing your hips back. Keep the knees floating. And exhale, lunge forward. Breathe in and out. Inhale. Exhale, keep that belly in nice and firm. Inhale, exhale, and one more time. Breathe in and out and hold. Again, if you need to come down on the knees, you absolutely can. You can also come down onto your elbows. So, if you're with me, toes and hands, keep your rib hip connection. That means keeping the ribs and hips a little closer rather than arching your back. So we connect the ribs and the hips to keep that belly working. So from here, lift one leg up and we're going to pulse 3 times. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Try your best to keep the body really still. Inhale. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Last set. 3, 2, 1. And last one. Are you feeling it? 3, 2, 1. And knees come down. Just sit back for a moment. We're going to do some wrist circles and release. And now sitting up, shake out the wrists and rotate them around both ways. Hey, they'll feel good as new in no time. So now we're going to move onto our side for some lateral work. If you have a mat like I do, ideally you want your back to be lined up with the back edge of your mat and your toes to line up with the front of the mat. So if you don't have a mat, I really feel for you because you may be working on a hard floor. But ideally you just want to bring the legs forward of your body from the hip at about a 30-degree angle, okay? Now extend this arm and rest your head. Now you can support with your elbow just to lift the head up a little bit if that's more comfortable. All right, we're going to start our side lying series, and this is fun, but it can also be challenging. Pop the hand in front just for a little bit of balance for now, and if you're feeling like you want a little bit of a challenge, I'll take you to the next step. To start with, we're just going to lift that top leg hip distance. So the legs are parallel. We want to focus on keeping the body really still and try not to roll forward and back. Okay, so flex your foot, bring the leg forward for a stretch, then point the toe, and as you lengthen the leg behind you, squeeze your glutes and abs at the same time. So we breathe out and we breathe in. We breathe out, breathe in. Now feel like your abs are pulling that leg towards you. Breathe in. That's it. You have the option to bend the bottom leg if your balance is a little bit uncertain. And breathe out and in. If you want the challenge, take that elbow up, breathe in. It's going to take a little bit more work from the core. Now this sort of work doesn't just come, you've got to work for it. You've got to fight for it. Breathe out and in. Now here comes a challenge, a double pulse. Inhale and exhale, breathe in and out, in, out, in, one more, fantastic. Now coming up on the elbow, we're going to bend the bottom leg here, and we're going to push our weight away from the floor, making sure we're using our lats, our shoulders, and our obliques. So here you may want to naturally just kind of collapse into it. You've really got to work your sides to get this exercise to work for you. So push yourself away from the floor, create some space down the shoulder and the neck, lift up the rib cage, and extend that leg out. Now we're simply going to do circles. So we make nice circles about the size of a steering wheel or smaller, and do this without collapsing or rolling your hips back and forward. We've got 4 and 3 and 2 and reverse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. I'm showing you some different arm options here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now bend that knee towards your armpit and then press it away through the heel. Breathe in and out, and in and out. Be careful that doesn't drop. Mine tends to collapse a little bit now and then. Breathe in. I've really got to remind myself. So even with all my experience, I have days when I really have to focus on my technique and it's not always great. But the thing is, you practice and you keep working for it. 2 more. In. And last one. And out. Well done. Now, this one's a little bit more challenging. We're going to straighten the legs out on that 45-degree, or 30-degree angle rather. And we're going to roll the hips back slightly and lift the legs up. And then come back down. You're going to feel it right here. Ready? So we breathe in, exhale, a little tip back and lift, and breathe in and down. You can use the floor to help you get there and down. If you're more advanced, lift up and reach for your toes and come back down again. Exhale, lift and breathe in. See if you can keep your hand there as a guide. Try to get your toes and fingers to meet and breathe in. Exhale, lift and breathe in, and you've got one more. Exhale and inhale. Now here's a little challenge. Lift the legs up. Drop the bottom leg and scissor. 2, 3, 4, and 5, 9 and 10. And release. Well done. We're going to try all that on the other side. Let's do it. Change sides. And let's start with our long position. Back lined up against the back of the mat. Toes to the front of the mat if you've got one. And get nice and comfortable. The head is well supported. Hand is either on the floor or behind your head whenever you're ready. Now, keep the hips stacked. Keep the belly in. Float the top leg up. And here we go with our kick. So flex the foot. Inhale. Exhale. Kick. Point the toe. Breathe in. And swing it back. Exhale. And when I say swing it back with control. So we're not kind of flinging and then losing control of the movement. Shh, breathe it out, sorry. And exhale and inhale. And exhale and inhale. So glutes and abs are working together. Try the arm off the mat challenge. Breathe out and in. Now here comes your double pulses. Try not to roll your body. Remember, you can bend the bottom knee if you're feeling a little bit struggle city. Two more. Well done. And now coming up on the elbow. And remembering to lift your body away from the floor. Bend the bottom knee and bring that leg up about parallel to the floor. Now remember to lift up and keep the rib cage away from your mat. So now 10 circles forward and back. Breathing where it works for you. Just make sure that you're breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And 4, 3, 2, and reverse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now bend the knee, flex the foot, and press it away. Breathe in and out. Feel like you're pushing your heel through the wall. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale, space around the neck and ear. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Don't trust my counting. I think we've got 2 more. Exhale. Last one. Breathe and out. Good job. Now keeping your elbow where it is. Bring those legs back into the 30-degree position. Now this is where we roll back. Just be careful we're not collapsing back down again. So if you need a rest, hit pause, take a break. Otherwise, keep going with me. Push yourself away from the floor. Keep those sides working. Now roll the hips back slightly. Use your obliques to lift those legs up and then back down. And exhale, lift and breathe in and down. Your option, arm up high or trace your legs. Lift and inhale. And exhale and inhale. Exhale and inhale. 2 more. Exhale. Inhale. We're nearly there. Exhale. Inhale. Last one. Exhale and inhale. Now here comes your challenge. Lift them up. Drop that bottom leg and scissor. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold on. 7 and 8 and 9 and 10. And well done. I think it's time for a nice side stretch. So we're going to hold the shin, open the legs up, hold the shin, and now lift the arm up into our side stretch or mermaid. Now here, try and reach as far as you can, extending the side of the body, and look up at your arm if you can. Shoulder is down, try not to hug or protect yourself. And bring this elbow down to the mat and extend the arm all the way across. Let's do that again. Breathe in, exhale, reach reach, look up. And bring the arm down. And exhale. And reach. Let's do that on the other side. Okay, holding the shin. Palm up. Take a breath. And reach. Try and get right over the body. Lift the rib cage, open the armpit, and try and really extend that arc over your ear. And then look up at your arm. Bring the elbow to the floor, and then extend. And you can look down at your hand here if you like, or you can look straight ahead. It's important you keep your head between the shoulders. You're going to do that again. Over and reach and look up. This is my tighter side. I don't know if you can notice it, but I can certainly feel it. And then back down to the floor and reach. Lovely. Now, we're going to do some back work. So, lying on your belly. And we're going to start just by warming up the lower back, the glutes, and getting a feel for the control that it takes to work the muscles of your back. So here we want to press the 3 points of your pelvis. And the 3 points are the 2 hip bones and the pubic bones. You want to feel them flatten onto the floor. So using a little bit of glute to flatten it out and press down. At the same time, you want to try and keep your navel away from the floor. So, arms crossed to form a little pillow for your head, and line the legs up straight out behind you. All right, breathing in, exhale, float your thighs and kneecaps off the floor, and then bring them back down. And again, lift and breathe in. Exhale, lift. Breathe in and down. 2 more times. Lift and release. And 1 more. Exhale and inhale. Now keep the legs down. Bring your elbows back and just lift the chest a fraction off the floor so you can feel your ribs and hips on the floor, but we've got some space to move up through here. This is breaststroke. So, extend the arms above your head as far as you feel comfortable, and then breathing out, reach back behind you. Breathing in. Exhale and lift. Now, if you feel your shoulders are hugging your ears, take your arms a little wider here. By taking them a little wider, we won't put as much pressure on the neck. Exhale, lift. And 1 more. Breathe in. And exhale and hold. And if you feel good, lift those thighs up and hold this position. Reach back as far as you can. And relax. Very nice. Now extend the arms above your head. Again, narrow if you've got good neck and shoulder control. If you're feeling a little tight, take those arms a little wider so we don't start to overwork this area here. Now, float the legs up. Float the arms up, and opposite arm and leg, swim. Now if you're feeling like you can't quite get the coordination, slow it down. And when you feel that rhythm, you can start to speed it up a little bit. What's important though is that we're not rocking from side to side. So keep your movements fairly small until you feel that you can control that really well. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 more. 1 more breath. And relax. Push back. Child's pose. Knees apart, room for the belly to go through. And press into the floor. And I like to rest my forehead on the mat, take my arms behind, clasp the hands together, and then lift up and reach. Come back down and ease yourself back up. I hope you're enjoying that so far. We've got some more integration work coming up. So this is a combination of front support or plank to side plank. So we're going to be working pretty much every muscle of your core. To execute a plank really well, you need pretty good shoulder and abdominal control. So I'm going to start with the base option. So elbows will be first and you're on your knees. Make sure the hips are open, not bum in the air and an arch back. So drop the hips down, squeeze your belly button. Remember the rib-hip connection I spoke about before. So keep that rib-hip connection and feel already the heat or load coming into your abs. Now from here, we're going to turn to the side and look up at your hand. So that's level one. And then we come back down to the elbows and knees, and then we turn around and do the other side. So this is your go-to if hands and toes gets too hard. For the rest of us, you can also do hands and knees. So you can be your own judge as to what is the best option for you. For the rest of us, on the toes, so come on up, strong quads, rib hip connection, and looking towards the top of your mat. So we're not dropping our head down, we want to keep that long line in the spine. Now turn to the side, extend the arm, and look up at your fingers. We come back to the center, and then we turn around and reach. Come back down to the mat, and exhale. Breathe in, and out. Breathe in, and out. We're going to do one more set. Inhale, exhale. Breathe in, exhale, and hold it here. So the top hand goes on the hip, and your top leg is in front, the bottom leg is behind. You're going to bend the knees into a squat. Keep that shoulder away from the ear, and press back. Breathe in, and out. This is tough work, guys. Breathe in. So you can stay in your elbow knee plank here, while the rest of us sweat it out. Inhale and exhale. One more time. And stop. To the other side. Open up the body, hand on hip, and bend into squat, and push through with your legs. Breathe in, and out, head up and proud. Inhale, and exhale. Two more. In, and out, and last one. Inhale, exhale, back onto plank, knees come down, drop the hips into the floor, and you might want to slide back or go down to elbows, and do a little cobra stretch. Shoulders back away from the ears, press the hips into the floor. Well, I hope you're sweating over there, because I certainly am. Down you come, and sit up for me. So last little section is abdominal work. So, I think I need a towel. It's one of those odd warm days here in Melbourne again. We've had bursts of winter, and now we've got lovely sunny days, and our bodies are really struggling to regulate with the temperatures. Okay, lie back carefully, roll down slowly. Now here we're going to work from the 100 position. So if you've been following my previous videos, I did a section on the 100. We're not actually doing the 100 today, but we are going to go into that position. So a chest lift is like an abdominal curl. We roll the chin in and lift the chest, feeling that focus in the rib cage. So if you press into here, that should be really hard. And if that's working well, there should be minimal strain on your neck. Reach your arms and keep them quite relaxed. But think about lengthening away from the ears. Bring the knees up. We're just going to hold that position there. Now, extend both legs and bring them in. I'm starting quite easy here, so you can see all the different options that you can take. We breathe in and exhale. Now, the key here, especially if you have a tender back, is to make sure your back does not lift. Yeah? So if you're in neutral spine, you want to keep the pelvis really stable. Neutral meaning you have a little gap under here and your pelvis is flat. If you are a little delicate in the lower back, tilt the pelvis towards you and press your back into the floor, which means you might bring the knees in a little closer. So we keep going. Inhale and exhale and inhale and exhale. Good. Press it out. 2 to go. Breathe in and out. And last one. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Hands behind the head. Keep the chest lifted. Rotate the upper body and extend the opposite leg. Coming back to center. Other side. Rotate. Inhale. Exhale. Lift the shoulder towards your thigh or kneecap. Now you're breathing, keep going for me, don't stop. Your breathing is the fuel for your powerhouse. Without the breath, your abdominals will not fully engage. Think of martial artists and boxers. Every time they strike, they exhale. So if you think of the energy that's coming from their powerhouse every time they push or strike. So use that thought as you're engaging into your twist. And it's not easy. It takes work, but if you don't practice, it'll never get stronger. One more each side. Breathe out and in and out and relax. Good. Hands down by your side. Try to relax and open up the collarbone. If you're finding they won't quite relax down, turn the palms up. That will help rotate the shoulder flat into the floor, and it will assist with relaxing the neck and shoulders. You can also put a little pillow underneath your neck if that area is uncomfortable. Okay, imprint the spine for this one. If you're a little delicate in the back, again, fingers underneath the tailbone to help you stay there. Now, we're going to extend the legs straight out, and we're going to scissor them in and out. Yep, good. Now, try not to tense up at the top of the body. Now we're going to breathe in and out with each of these, and we're going to lift and lower the legs. So we're going to breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lift. Inhale, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 3, 4, 5. And again, in. 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4. How are we doing? In, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2. Lift your chest and reach. 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In. 4, 5. Out, 2, 3. One more set. In. 2, 3, 4, 5. And out. 2, 3, 4. And hold. Tuck it in. And relax. Arms down by your side. Bring one foot to the floor. Then the other foot to the floor. And it's time to unwind. So, fairly intense, but nice and quick. Nothing too long. So hopefully, if you're doing this in your lunch break, you'll be able to fit it in and have a bite to eat afterwards. Okay, bring the arms up over your head. Now try to keep the rib cage depressed so we're not arching the back, but we want to try and keep that down. And just arm circles around and up and around. And breathe in. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Breathe. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. And reverse. Breathing in. Sweep up. Exhale and down. And breathe in. And exhale. And And we've got one more. Inhale and out. Beautiful. Bring one knee into your chest. And now we're going to bring that knee across the body, extend the arm out, and try and keep this shoulder down on the floor. Beautiful. Back into the centre. Lift that leg up for a nice stretch. You can bend the bottom leg if you feel more comfortable there. It's really important when stretching your hamstring that you're not pulling on your lower back, especially if you have sciatica. I would be staying away from this stretch or making it very passive. And a good old pigeon stretch or piriformis stretch. We cross that ankle over the thigh, pull the thigh towards you and give yourself a nice glute and hip stretch. Just relax and calm your breathing. And let's do all that on the other side. So this leg comes down to the floor, hug the other knee into the chest. And then bring it across the body, look away from your knee. Such a good oblique and lower back stretch. Return to the middle. Bring that leg up for a hamstring stretch. Remember to bend the bottom knee if you want. Never overstretch. Just feel outside of comfortable, but never to the point of pain. And then bring that ankle over the opposite leg. Pull it all through and give yourself a nice hip glute stretch. Outer thigh. Can you feel that? Wonderful. And bring it back down. Now, place your elbows in by your side, hands down by the floor, and without too much effort, just lift up and stretch. And pushing back into child's pose, knees apart, hips back. Now take the hands a little wider and bring one hand over to the other and then press down and away from your hands. I'm trying to shift my body weight away from my fingertips. And that will get right into the sides. To the other side. And press as you shift away from your fingers. And there you go, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed that workout. It's not too long, but it's something you can fit in when you're on the go or during a lunch break, or perhaps you've got soup cooking on the stove and you just want to throw in a quick workout. So I hope you enjoyed that. Please hit like, email, subscribe, whatever, tell your friends. My mission is to keep moving and to help people keep moving. Stay fit, stay healthy, stay home. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you all again in my next video. Any requests? Let me know. Thank you and stay safe. Bye for now.